Take a look at nature while I talk a second. Be a little bit of traffic noise, but should be alright. I'm working in my undisclosed dream job, taking a lunch break. Thank you to everybody who watched my video about the jet. I wanted to talk about it a little bit more just because it seems like that's a lot of talk on YouTube these days, is military movements. And before anybody gets their dander up and sends me any kind of message, yes, there is training every summer, mostly the National Guards, also other branches of military do training exercises every single summer. For as long as I've been on YouTube, I can remember the talk. But this year is different. It's different because of things I've witnessed with my own eyes. It's different because of what my number one most reliable source, who's been in the trucking industry for over 25 years, has told me. So I do feel, and once again, it may be one of those things that doesn't play out. And a lot of times those FFs don't end up playing out because there's so many of us who are awake and aware now who bring things to light before they can pop off. But with the way that cyber attack happened a few days ago, that I did make 2 videos about, by the way, and there's, according to the last news sources I saw on it, it's an ongoing cyber attack on governmental agencies. And they still won't name any agencies other than the Department of Energy that there is a spyware attacking, ongoing attack, downloading, transferring files with the Move It progressive transfer software from Oak Ridge Laboratories. And to my knowledge, they haven't got it stopped yet. So that means that whoever's doing all this, and I say whoever in the biggest air quotes imaginable, is stealing all of our data. And I said stealing with air quotes as well. Any of you who've been with me long enough know how I feel about the ins and the outs, the lefts and the rights, the ups and the downs. Your government is more corrupt probably than just about any government in the world, or at least any first world country government. I don't put anything past them. Because I'm saying these key words, I'm probably going to get flagged in this video. It's probably not going to get a lot of views, but I have like 6,000 views on that jet plane. And that leads me back to what I was going to say. There's a huge amount of military movement in public places. And the reason I was taken aback about that plane is that was a C17. I'm sure now, and other people that watched the video commented as well that it was a C17. And I'm not near any Air Force bases. That's not near an Air Force base. That was headed towards Gate City, Virginia. Which means north of Gate City is boonies. It's Route 23. It takes you all the way to Pikeville, Kentucky. All the way, 23 goes all the way to Michigan. It used to be one of the number 1 routes in the country back in the day before the interstate system started. And that's pretty much how that plane was flying. Up 23. And it was very low down. It would have had no reason whatsoever to be going anywhere over through there and make any sort of a landing. But it was going down, not up. Not even flat. It wasn't even flying horizontal. It was headed down, which means it was flying low on purpose. Now, I heard no word about any plane having to make any sort of emergency landing up in there anywhere. So that just leads me to believe that it was on a training mission, and it regained altitude at some point once it was clearly out of my view. And mind you, I live over a half mile up. My altitude is almost 1,700 feet, so I'm up there compared to a lot of people, and there's no Air Force base around. 212 miles, the closest one, up in Virginia. But that jet was flying completely opposite of the Air Force base, which just makes me know without a shadow of a doubt in my mind it was on a training mission. And the reason it was low as it was is because it had left from an Air Force base, but by the time it got 212 miles over to where I was, it was down really low. And it was down low because it was practicing how to be down low in a residential area. I mean, it's probably... I'm definitely not the only person who noticed it, jumped up, ran off their porch, threw their plate down on the ground, trying to eat their dinner, barefoot, stepping on gravels, just trying to get a picture of it on film. I guarantee you I'm not the only person that tried to catch it on film. It was not normal. And it's happening all over the country. So something's up. So that's just a heads up for you. I'm gonna go eat my lunch now. Much love.